Okay, so the scene starts off with a backstory for Sharkboy, and bro was a marine biologist in training by the age of like 10 years old. At that age, me and bro were out here looking like Zeus and Belu.
The light was kind of moving though.
Anyways, one day a massive storm comes about, destroying the whole base, separating Sharkboy and his father. And before the rest of the sharks can turn bro into good eats, one of the ones that he was taking care of pulls up, telling the rest to leave him alone. Like people over the age of 18 to Diddy, he's off limits. They then bring him back to the crib and train him up to be a shark. And eventually he started to grow gills, his teeth sharpened, and he even grew a fin. We didn't see our main character Max as he's fishing, and he ends up catching Sharkboy. And I just wouldn't know why bro was still sitting down after seeing a shark fin. I would have seen the tip come out, pause, and immediately hit the dash. I don't know what bro was thinking. For some reason, Max then decides to bring Sharkboy home, sneaking in past his parents while they're having the goat debate. Hey, and I'm taking a run over Michael any day. I don't care what none of you guys say. Sharkboy then explains to Max that he's been traveling the universe trying to find his father, and his latest adventure was on Planet Drool. And one day as they're talking, Lava Girl pulls up in the house saying that she needs to take Sharkboy back to Planet Drool because there's a crisis going on. She asks Max to come with them, but he's over here saying he's got school in the morning. The way I would have left with a quickness is crazy. If you really think I'm missing out on an adventure on a different planet to listen to Timmy talk about Skibbity Toilet at 8 AM, you're out of your mind. So Lava Girl and Sharkboy leave, and it turns out this has all been a story Max is telling his classmates, saying that this is how his summer went. They all throw paper balls at him, and now little comedian Linus is over here calling him Little Tecker. He already knows he's capping. Max then goes to sit down. The school day ends and Mr. E tells him to stay back, and he basically just tells him to stop dreaming all the time because it'll stop him from seeing what's right in front of him. Crush Bro's whole dream told him Santa's not real. Max then leaves the classroom, and as he's walking out of school, Linus and his group of bullies show him a picture of Sharkboy being eaten. Max then calls his drawing weak. Linus gets mad because they're trying to grab Max's dream journal, but it smacks in his face, and Max instantly hits the dash with Linus's crew chasing after him. He runs into R. Kelly's favorite scouting spot, climbs onto the playground, and immediately gets corded off. And Linus may have hit top 5 corniest lines I've heard all century right here.
Hand over the book, or you'll visit the dream world.
Max then throws his dream journal down the slide, slides down, and decides it's a good idea to climb up the spiderweb thingamajig. This is like an NBA player trying to talk to an IG model. You're just trapping yourself. Max reaches the top but ends up tripping up, hitting his balls, dropping the book. Linus catches it and says he's gonna bring him a revamped version tomorrow. We then fast forward to Max going to sleep that same night, and he's over here wishing that sun happens so he doesn't have to go to school the next day. This is like us wishing for snow so we don't have to go to school. Whole time, even if it's 10 feet deep, schools are gonna stay open. Max then goes to sleep, wakes up, and nothing's happened, so he has to go to school. He gets there, Linus walks in and is instantly on sight for Max. He pulls up on Linus, telling him to give him his journal, and snitches on him to Mr. E. Mr. E forces Linus to give Max his journal back. Max walks back to his desk, and I just want to know why Buddy over here looks so confused. He look like he don't even know the cameras are on. Max then starts to look through his dream journal, and he sees that Linus has scribbled out everything, so he's mad as hell. He stands up and we get the infamous scene.
Ruined my dream journal! I did not! Mr. Electric, send this nigga to the penis explosion chamber and have his penis exploded immediately!
Mr. E then gets up mad as hell, telling everyone to sit down, and as he's going on his little run, there's a storm outside. It pushes open one of the windows. Mr. E tries to close it, and all the other ones smash open, and Linus over here has priorities completely cooked. He sees Max's dream journal and picks up more mysterious, and after he does this, the window smashes open and Lava Girl and Sharkboy pull up. Had the whole class in complete awe. Lava Girl then says she's looking for Max, and the whole class immediately point over to him. She then walks over, lifts up the desk, and tells Max he needs to come with them to Planet Drool. But like a guy realizing that he's chopped, Max is over here in denial. He says they're both a dream, and when he opens their eyes, they're gonna be gone. He opens them up, they disappear but pull up behind him. And Sharkboy explains that if he wants to stop the darkness from destroying both their worlds, he needs to come with him to Planet Drool. And I just want to say, before Sung Jin Woo or Killua were ever around, we had Sharkboy as the second greatest oral farmer of all time. I mean, just look at this. He had no reason to rip up Linus's paper like that, just to purely show off. Anyways, after a bit of convincing from his own teacher, Max decides to go with him to Planet Drool. They pull up to the shark ship and fly away. They then finally make it to Planet Drool, and I could have sworn this looked better when I was a kid. It's like trying to play OG Fortnite right now. It just don't hit the same. The squad then come out the ship to see Planet Drool, and Max don't remember none of this, which is the reason why he'll write all his dreams down in his journal, because he'll forget them over time. Lava Girl then explains to him that every dream he's ever had has landed here on Planet Drool, but they need Max's help to save the planet because the darkness will start to take over the world, and they only got 45 minutes left until the darkness fully takes over. Certain girls will be cooked. It takes them longer than that to do their hair and makeup, so the plan is to make it to the dreamland because that's where all the dreams are going wrong. They'll have to go through the passage of time, catch a train of thought, swim through the stream of consciousness, and skate over the sea of confusion. The squad then leave, jumping on a platform because the darkness is coming, and Sharkboy has absolutely zero reason to be here in this pose. You see Max and Lava Girl standing completely normal. Sharkboy's over here doing the most just to aura farm. He knew he was about to get that Twilight role in the future, but the minimum aura requirement was 1,000, so he's been farming since a youngin'. They then jump off the platform and see a bunch of kids stuck on a roller coaster, so decide to go help them. Lava Girl and Sharkboy then jump onto the roller coaster, getting into stop, accidentally stopping them upside down. So Lava Girl releases them and the squad jump onto the roller coaster to find the guy that's been running this whole operation, Mr. Electric. The squad pulls up to his crib. Mr. Electric turns around and it's his teacher from school. Bro's really out here terrorizing kids for pure love of the game. Get a job, pal. Guys really be hearing that word and covering their ears like it's a curse word just to go back home and goon 24/7. Mr. Electric then sees them and is on site, bringing out his electrical snake army. And Shockwave over here gets straight to squabbling. Now, if there's one thing I've got to say is valid about this movie, is the squabbles we see from Shockwave. Cause he hits a front flip up a couple levels, left to right, grabs one slamming it back down to the ground and hits a cartwheel weave into another kick. He then hits a 3-piece but gets snuck from behind, getting zapped from Buddy here. Grabbed and gets thrown back down a couple levels. We then see Lava Girl as she's surrounded by a bunch of snakes, so she decides to turn into Johnny Storm, flying up onto a different level. And when she gets there, she just starts blasting Mr. Electric with a bunch of lava. But like a girl on the phone after cheating on you, he's over here fake crying. He hits her with a psych and blasts her away. And I don't even know what Max is over here doing, running around completely clueless. He even pulls out a plug, waking up another snake. And bro ran away thinking he was good because the wire couldn't reach, just for it to plug into another one coming after him. But Shockwave comes to save him in possibly the toughest way I've seen all year. This is Sung Jin-woo levels are waiting for the right time to save someone to max out your aura. The squad then regroup, run up to Mr. Electric, and Lava goes over here telling Max to fight him because he's a secret weapon. She must think Brody's Deku in that one scene. I don't know what she wants him to do. While Shockwave and Lava Girl are over here arguing like the happiest Birmingham couple, Mr. Electric picks all of them up, laughs in their face and banishes them to the dream graveyard. We then cut back to Mr. Electric as he's getting a call from his boss, who's over here looking like Master Elon. And his boss reveals that Max is the daydreamer, and as soon as he realizes it, it'll be the end of all their plans. So he tells Mr. Electric to bring Max to him before he reveals his true potential. They jump off the call and Mr. Electric decides to bring out the hounds. We then cut back to the squad in the dream graveyard and they end up finding Tobo, one of Max's old dreams, and they even try to build him in real life. They then wake him up and Max asks him how he's gonna save Planet Drool, and Tobo tells him he has to go to the land of milk and cookies because that's where all the good dreams are, and that's where he'll find the answers. And after hearing good dreams, I know I'll be geeked. I'm about to see Primetime Hermione Granger and Sam Pocket there. Tobo then gouges out his eyes and takes out his mouth like an elderly citizen, flying the squad over to the train of thought. He drops them off and is now finally free. The squad then go down to the control panel, try to control it for like 5 seconds and immediately give up, jumping off the train. I mean, like, what was the point of even coming up here in the first place then? Could have dropped us off on the floor. The squad then land in the land of milk and cookies. Max tries to go to sleep to have a good dream to turn himself into my twin, Duke Dennis, but the ground is dumping too much. A version of Max's parents as cookie giants then pull up out of nowhere, and after seeing them, the squad immediately start battling fast as hell. Max's dad then picks up the cookie, going to take a bite out of it, but the squad jumps off just in time onto a cake. He spits out the cookie cause it's burnt from Lava Girl, and both of them skip off all jolly. Why are you smiling, gang? This is not you. We can all go back to stalking their reposts and imagine the scenarios talking to them. The squad then gets off the cake and Max tries to go to sleep again, and Lava goes over here singing him a lullaby, acting like she doesn't sound like that one girl in class I swear she can sing. Her singing is so bad it starts to deeply disturb Max, so Shockwave decides to try instead. And this song is so peak, I was bumping it every day for like a good year. And while he's rapping, Lava Girl decides to make it all about her, telling Max to have a dream about her. The darkness then comes and he ends up having a nightmare about Lava Girl, and she's over here blaming it on Shockwave, saying it's all his fault. These hoes can never take accountability, gaslighting themselves to make them think they're right. The director of this movie was really trying to put us on game, trying to teach us from early. Lava Girl then wakes Max up and Mr. Electric and the cable hounds pull up. So the squad tried to hop on the shark pack that Max dreamt up, but he forgot to dream of fuel.
Idiot, you're honestly an idiot.
They wouldn't jump off the bike and get straight to putting in work. Lava Girl takes out freedom, but her powers start to weaken and she gets picked up from behind. We then call with the Shockwave, and these fight scenes really go hard. It's really the one thing they did almost perfect in this movie. The rest is absolutely dog water. He then picks a metal bar from the bike, hits a 360 backflip, causing one of the hounds to knock into the other, and starts to show off his baton skills. You cannot tell me this man Shockwave is not tough. Lava Girl then asks him for help, distracting him, allowing one of the hounds to get him from behind. And Max is over here thinking he's nice. He puts the army camo on, hits a 4-piece but gets snuck from behind. And I swear all 3 of them have only been defeated by Diddy's favorite tactic. They won't give any of them the faith of a one-on-one. Lava Girl then liquefies herself, getting out the hold, pulls up on the guys and tells Max to dream something up to get them out of here. And he dreams up a banana split boat. The squad then push out the sea, jump on it and sail away. So the squad escape, and the next plan of action is to go get the crystal heart in the ice castle. And Shockwave's over here geeks, see that the ice princess is the most beautiful girl on the planet. But of course Lava Girl's over here hating, seeing that they're mortal enemies. Anyways, they pull up to the castle, and as they're crossing the bridge, the electric hounds pull up behind them. Lava Girl sees them and starts to overheat, so the squad decide to run across the bridge as she's destroying it. And I don't know what type of running they were doing. The director must have told them just look as goofy as possible. The squad make it to the other side, but like your mom telling you to walk past and she won't hit you is all a trap. Mr. Electric pulls up, taking them out. We then cut to the squad waking up in the dream lair. The chair turns around and we see that Linus is the one that's taking over Planet Drool.
Nah, I never knew that. I never knew that.
This was so obvious from the jump, it don't even look like they tried. Linus then reveals that he's had the dream journal the whole time and that's why he's been able to change everything. He then pulls up on each member of the crew trying to antagonize them, telling Sharkboy his dad's at the bottom of the ocean. Walks over to Lava Girl and tells her once he's able to destroy the planet's core, all her powers will be gone. And she's over here talking about some what powers? Like she hasn't been spewing lava from her hands this whole movie. Must think that's a regular occurrence for humans. He then pulls up on Max calling him a bum, talking about some
Your life is nothing. You serve zero purpose. You should kill yourself now.
Linus then says he needs to go to sleep to dream again and sends a squad away into a cage. And while the squad are in the cage, the Lala bubbles pull up on them making hella noise. And Sharkboy's over here getting cooked by the noise. See that the frequency they're singing at is disturbing his highly trained ears. There was no need to include the highly trained. Could have just said your ears are hurting. This is like a tall person saying that his 6'6" body won't fit in your Ford Fiat. Gang, we know you're tall, you ain't gotta specify the height. The noise then causes Sharkboy to go into a shark frenzy and he ends up destroying half the cage, allowing the squad to escape. They then pull up on Linus. Max takes the book and Buddy's sleeping with both eyes open. They take the book, slide down the pole like Cheetah from GTA, hey if you know you know, and Max starts to read and he instantly gets Lava Girl a new lava bike. He then starts to read up on Sharkboy and finds out that the reason his dad's at the bottom of the ocean is because he's looking for him. He then starts to try read up on Lava Girl, but she jumps off the bike, grabs the book and completely burns it up. She's been over 20 this whole movie, just been out here running cardio. So now that they don't have the dream journal, the squad decides to go get the crystal heart again, cause that's the only thing that can help them right now, cause they can stop time. We then fast forward to them pulling up to the spot and Sharkboy decides to go first, and Max tells him not to touch it with his hand because he'll end up freezing his whole body. Sharkboy then gets to the top of the ice pillar and just as he's about to grab it, he ends up slipping all the way down, getting lodged in the ice. So Max walks up, takes Sharkboy's glove and decides to do it himself. Max climbs up, manages to grab the crystal, but Sharkboy slips further down, causing the pillar to crack even more, making Max drop the crystal. Lava Girl then goes to catch the crystal and ends up freezing herself. See, Mia would have hit the Nagi touch, controlled the whole thing. A bunch of square-headed ice giants then wake up and bring the squad to the Ice Princess. Max then tries to explain to her that they need the ice crystals so they can stop time and defeat Linus. And the Ice Princess over here decides to turn into the Riddler, giving them a puzzle. And if you've watched my Young Justice video, you know how much I despise the Riddler. I don't know why, but I can't stand him. Anyways, Max solves the riddle pretty easily, saying that the real crystal heart's around her neck, and the Ice Princess allows him to take the crystal heart. They then pull up outside, try to use the ice crystal, but whole time it doesn't work unless it's the Ice Princess that's using it. And surely she must have known this, which means she gave it to them for no reason. This is like trying to give Kyson a basketball knowing damn well he can't use it properly. Lava Girl then breaks out the ice, explaining this to them. Mr. Electric pulls up, beats Sharkboy into the water and drops some electric eels on him. And it turns out Sharkboy's 25% black, he was cooked from the jump. Lava Girl then decides to make the sacrifice play, jumping in the water to save Sharkboy. They come out, Lava Girl gets knocked unconscious and Max is over here in distraught. He thinks he's off both of them. But Sharkboy suddenly wakes up, peeps that Lava Girl is almost at the Michael Jackson concert and the volcano behind him reveals itself to them. They didn't realize that they have to throw her inside of it. Sharkboy picks her up and runs over to the volcano. And I'm not gonna lie, this scene right here had me so geeked as a kid. I was jumping all over my living room because of this scene. Had to get hit with the belt of doom just to sit down. Anyway, Sharkboy eventually reaches the top of the volcano, throws Lava Girl in and immediately gets sent flying away. He looks back to see Lava Girl as she stands there and she's finally realized her true potential as light, blasting a bunch of fire into the air. At the same time this is happening, Max also realizes his true potential as the Daydreamer. He runs up to Sharkboy and starts handing out orders like he's that guy. Buddy just got his powers and wants to turn into Captain America. He tells Sharkboy to take care of Mr. Electric, unfreezes the ocean and gives him his shark army, and then runs off. He then pulls up on Linus and they decide to have the Battle of Dreams. Linus changes the terrain and genuinely this has to be top 5 worst battles I've ever seen. They have the ability to create anything and are out here pulling out butterflies and brain farts. I would have turned myself into Deku and just started pounding, bro. Pause. We then cut to Mr. Electric. Sharkboy pulls up on him and Mr. E's over here thinking it's gonna be an easy lick, out here looking like SpongeBob. But Sharkboy pulls out his CGI shark army. They drop him into the water and start turning bro into good eats. We then cut back to Linus and Max's legendary battle and they start towering up to the point they can see the whole planet. And Max decides to hit him with that talk no jutsu, saying they can build a better dream and bridges the gap in between them. And it actually works. Linus goes to grab his hand but the whole thing falls apart, causing him to fall back down. So Max then flies down, catching Linus before he can turn into ground beef. They then land together and Lava Girl and Sharkboy pull up all jolly, cause they got got what they wanted out of this adventure. Lava Girl realized that she's light and Sharkboy is now king of the ocean. Linus then says that everything will go back to normal. Sharkboy can travel to Earth and look for his father, and Lava Girl can roll over the volcano terrain. But Mr. Electric then pulls up and he ain't having none of it. He ain't trying to go back to being no electrician, so he flies off. Linus then says that he's going to Earth to destroy Max in his sleep, which means that Max has been sleeping this whole time. It's all been a dream. They get Max to wake up and he's back under his desk in the storm, but now he knows exactly what to do. He grabs Larissa, shows her the ice crystal he left in his pocket earlier, puts the necklace on her and sends out to freeze Mr. Electric. And I've got to say, this is an L teacher. He's over here asking his students for ideas and sending out his own daughter to fight a national threat. Anyways, Larissa goes outside and starts to freeze Mr. Electric until he literally explodes and it starts to snow his remains. Lava Girl and Sharkboy then pull up with Max's parents and everyone lives happily ever after. The end. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. All glory to God, and I ain't gonna lie, I remember this movie looking a lot better when I was younger. Anyways, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.